And when people find us in spaces when we've already transitioned and they refuse to acknowledge the being within or see us beyond or where we're going, we have to understand that they're stuck somewhere in the spiritual realm. They are stuck. So it's kind of like, just because I got them in the intro and I had a whole hard time with them in one of my recent videos, it's kind of like the butterflies, you know what I mean? Like when you're on the ground, you don't have as much vision and insight as you would if once you graduated and you made it through, you know, that process, and now you got your wings and now you can soar up and above and you can see everything in a lot better, clearer view. If someone finds you or is, you know, your vibration attracted them to you, or they sought you out, you have to be willing to understand and not take any hard feelings to people only seeing you as an object and what they can use you for and how you will benefit them. I've been experiencing life for a long time, so I've been through a handful of transitions. But it always gets weird to me when people put me into the objective category, or when the opposite sex females view me as literally, you know, a piece of meat. You cannot find someone or reach out or engage with people who are creating substance. They are substance. They're building substance and value, and then you treat them as a lesser. You can do that, but it's not going to get you very far at all. You know what I mean? And since I've been working on some new tactics and figuring out different avenues, I don't get as offended anymore. When I was first growing into this space and I had people just reaching out solely for like seeing me as a sex object, it used to make me a little angry before. I don't really get bothered that much anymore. I cut the ties off right there where it's at, right? If I found somebody or I met somebody or bumped into somebody and what they love to do is paint, and that's what they do. They got it all over their social medias. They talking about it. Some of them get so creative that they're even making merch with their paintings on it. I would communicate and engage with them about what they're putting a lot of their time and energy into. See, a lot of the opposite sexes out here, depending on if you're a female dealing with a man or a man dealing with a female, these beings only see us as these vessels. And it was kind of weird and creepy because I've explained a lot about, you know, a handful of the witches that I dealt with. And this one didn't make any progress, but, you know, they came in the door and it was literally like, it felt like a young version of me. Like, it's weird to me when I come across females or females find me and that's all they're thinking is sacral chakra, sacral chakra, sacral chakra. In my mind, I be processing like 50 Cent song. Like, I got the magic stick. You know, if you feel like you have that much value and substance within you, then you understand that you cannot just be sharing your sacral energy with anyone, even if you have needs. And that's where a lot of us adults are at right now, because we have been overly sexualized in today's society. And this being, right, I let them linger on for probably like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. But I realized every time I engage with them, they only had a certain amount of statements that they would ask me, and then it would stop there. And it's like, how do you find me in a space like this, and that's all you have to talk about is sacral energy? I'm a man, and I used to be in that realm years ago. Sometimes it makes me feel like I'm almost less masculine because of they're taking on my old thought process where that used to be the lead when I was younger. I don't lead with that anymore because I've ran into enough beings who only seen the vessel and wanted to utilize the vessel and what came with the vessel. And this being wanted me to travel out to them to take some photos, right? It would have been business. But for me personally, all business ain't good business. All money ain't good money. So for me, I didn't feel the need to drive 6 hours out the way to go do some business with someone who hasn't even been talking to me about the business or about this spiritual realm where they found me in. It's been all sacral chakra, you know, even when I'm not responding and they're sending me numerous of messages back to back, you know what I mean? It's like, don't send me pictures and videos and think that I'm a regular male and I'm a fall for the trap and I only think with my sacral chakra. I've already excelled past that chapter in my journey, you know what I mean? So I'm at a space now to where I have no problem turning down the free box, you know what I mean? I opened up the door because it was a business inquiry. But when you deal with so much witches and witchery and warlocks, you kind of learn to tread lightly even when it's business. So for me, even processing how things have been operating out here, it's like I couldn't imagine traveling 6 hours to go do some work with someone who's only processing sacral. Even to rail me in, they didn't even try to dive into my space. They literally used the same tactics that they use on every other male or every other vessel. And a lot of the examples that I've been given recently, and I've been given since I started doing this. I speak on family, I speak on spouses, I speak on all of that. Like, they should already understand, like, you are not going to be able to rail me in or trick me with any witchery. When I stopped engaging with them, you know, it was, y'all know how it is when you stop engaging with people and you don't block them yet. Sometimes they'll send you a bunch of messages, be a bunch of little bubbles. I had a bunch of little bubbles, not being responsive, and I never responded back. I kind of left it where it was at. I've been getting really good, and we all should be getting really good at saying no